Hi guys, how are you? Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to be exploring how to draw an Egyptian sarcophagus. So we spoke briefly about a sarcophagus, but let me just show you a photograph. So this is the top part of a sarcophagus. They are stone coffins, which are typically adorned with a sculpture or an inscription and associated with the ancient civilizations of Egypt, Rome, and Greece. And we mentioned that usually it was used predominantly by people in the upper class, rich people, kings, royalty. And so this is an example of one that's done in gold. Let's go take a look at some other images. But we kind of get the gist of the shape of the sarcophagus. So sarcophagus can also have hieroglyphs on it, and it can also have some turquoise, gold, obviously. You can also show, so this is one that's also gold, and it looks like it's a woman, but it could easily be a man. You see that headdress with sort of like stripes, but if we were to zoom up close, we can see a person having like wings. We can see some hieroglyphics. We can see some red design. So it's not just the design, but there's also some color in it. Let's go take a look at another one. This is a famous one. I think this is like King Tut. And you can see the eye makeup, the headdress that is also striped, a lot of turquoise on that. If we look, a lot of nice patterns over there and some gold and some red. See if we can take a look at another one. Now this one I think is actually pretty cool because this one is not so much like with gold. It actually looks like it has the skin color, which we talked about, that terracotta brownish red, right? It has a lot of turquoise. It has, if you look up, there's a lot of cool paintings. I'm going to see if I can zoom it up like this. You can go ahead and look. You can also see sort of the wings and things like that. Hieroglyphs going all the way down, the face, the hair, a different kind of headdress. So what we could notice is that the shape is kind of the same. It's sort of like an oval type of, well, not oval, but sort of like a dome type of thing. Then it has the shoulders, then it goes straight down, and it gets a little bit more narrow as you approach the bottom. So let's look at that. Let's look at the shape so we know where we're heading, right? The other thing we notice is that the face is obviously on the top, but there is room in all the cases for that wonderful hair to show, or headdress to show. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna hold our paper going vertical like this, and you should have a white paper. Okay, here goes. All right, so again, we're gonna do sort of like an arch right here. It should not be so thin because we need to be able to do that headdress, right? And then it goes down a bit, not too far down, and then it has the shoulders. And the shoulders don't have to be that far out because think about it, the headdress is kind of elaborate. So that means that it's bigger than actually the face. And then it goes pretty much slightly down, but not much, by much. And then it continues, gets maybe a tiny bit more narrow until it finally is like this. So you should have something like this, okay? It actually could be a bit more narrow. It's a little big, but that's okay. So now over here in this section is going to be where the face is going to be. And then we can do and work on the headdress. Now, obviously, if you are doing this yourself, you should definitely have a pencil and not a marker. The purpose of the marker is just so that you can be able to see what I'm doing, okay? All right, so we're starting with the face like an oval. And it's always good to look at the image one more time, and I'll post this as well, to see where we're heading, right? We don't want to go that far down because we need to have the elaborate necklace. And so let's go ahead and leaving some space on the top for the top. So we're just going like this in oval. So this is where we should be so far. And then cutting across over here. And in this one in particular, it's just, you just see a tiny smidge of the actual neckline. And then it becomes this beautiful, beautiful necklace. Now I want to go over here and show the hair because the hair is like sort of in the front. See? You just extend this slightly and then just go over and then connect it with that neck. So right there we have the neck. Now over here, you want to make a necklace, and you can definitely put beetles or you can just put pretty prints. You should definitely have some gold. Now, you're kind of pretending that the necklace, this little thing is extending over here. So you're continuing that. And then you go forward and do maybe another one right over there. Now over here, we noticed that we saw hieroglyphics. So let's make a straight line. You don't need a ruler, but if you feel comfortable, you can use one. In the middle is where you're going to put all the hieroglyphics. Now, if we were to separate this into chunks, give it a good amount of space and go across, across, again, good amount of space, across, across. And now this is like, we have to think of this just like how they would decorate the tombs with all these cool designs and things that are going place. Remember, we learned how to draw Anubis, we learned how to draw portraits of people. We can do that as well here. We can also saw that it looked almost like if there was a person with an extended wing. So I'm gonna actually go over here and I'm going to do this shape over here. You don't have to do mine exactly. You're free to kind of decorate it the way you want to. And then sort of make those wings, right? And I'm doing that over here as well. Now I'm leaving this open because over here I can draw a person and I don't feel comfortable doing that upside down. Now eyes are very easy. It is sad, sad, happy, happy, and then we're extending that line across because that is the eye makeup. Coloring inside, then we need the eyebrow, which shouldn't be too high arch. They should look kind of sort of natural, a little bit on the thick side. The nose, the lips, because it's with the markers coming out thicker, but I think it's working out fine. Going back and looking at the original image that I'm basing it on, I want you to see that, I'm gonna go ahead and try to zoom that in. See, I want you to see that you can see how she has all these beautiful designs and she has, it always looks almost like if there's an extension of feathers on the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, right? So over here, I'm going to just do a very quick band here. And then I'm going to make sure that I keep that. So by kind of going at a slight curve, that will be the feather sort of headdress. And I'm going to do those feathers right there. Okay, and I'm going to actually add one tiny piece over there because I think what I would like to do is just do some sort of bands, some lines over there. Over here, I will put sort of like a mini arch. So it could look like this person is very important, sort of kind of resemble a crown, if you will. That's what I'm choosing. You could do a snake because we noticed that sometimes the people had snakes. And then I'm going to go ahead and add another kind of little thing over here, which I'm planning to color in gold. Okay, using your hieroglyphic chart, you can go ahead and do a whole bunch of hieroglyphics here and kind of have a message. At this point, if you don't get to color it all, that's perfectly fine. You want to just make sure that you're doing designs on every section. Over here, I'm going to go back to my trusted way of doing sort of like braids by doing like little ovals that are connecting. If you have a black marker, you could do it with that, and then you would color it black. Over here, I kind of want to extend it to a bit of more of design and headdress because it is the outside part of a sarcophagus. I feel like it should be more elaborate than if I were to just do a portrait of someone. You know, you are honoring the person who passed away, and I think beauty was a big factor with the ancient Egyptians, actually with a lot of cultures, beautifying. So I kind of want to make that elaborate over there. And then I'm going to go ahead and make some little lines over here. And maybe in between, so it's not just straight lines across, in between each section, I'll make another one. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let's see where we are with time. Okay, so that's pretty much it. What I would like for you to do is you don't have to color it, but I do want you to do all the designs today. So I want designs on each section. I want hieroglyphics. You can choose the message that you want. Please let it be something appropriate. The face, a headpiece, because it is something that should look a bit elaborate. And just have this filled with all these details. And again, you don't have to color because I think it would be too much for you guys to do all in one day. That's pretty much it. I hope you have an awesome day. Have a good one. Bye.